Hey guys, I got a couple requests to film a get ready with me video because people are like, they're really burnt out on all the amber lens stuff, and the amber sphere has gotten very, very intense, and real life is too intense to add a bunch more intensity onto it. So I figured I would do a request and do a get ready with me. I recently dyed my hair, and I tried to do a like cotton candy pink color. It did not take very well. And so I had some other colors and I mixed them together and ended up with something like this. And it's fun. It's different. It's pretty much red with a little bit of magenta. But I like it. And so I'm going to try and do like a fun makeup look with it. So while I'm doing my makeup, which I've already done my foundation, by the way, I do foundation really boring. I use a disgusting sponge and where is it? And this e.l.f. foundation. So while I'm doing my makeup, I thought I would talk about some of my favorite grounding techniques with everything that's going on right now. And I'm not even talking about like internet drama, but like serious stuff is going on this year, and a lot of people are having anxiety, and I've found that grounding techniques really help me with that. And doing my makeup is actually one of them. I do what I call my anxiety makeup, where I just sort of zone out and play with color and have like a textile visual experience and it's really fun and it's relaxing, and I know a lot of people use makeup in that way. It's like their little moment of mindful self-care that they get to do before starting their day, and that's one of the reasons that I love makeup so much. I'm gonna try and do something pinky. I'm sad I don't get to have my cotton candy hair. My hair needs to be bleached again before I can do that, and I'm not gonna do it myself again. I cannot be trusted with bleach. So I'm gonna have to wait until I can have somebody to do that for me. But I still want to play with like pinks right now. I don't know, that color is just calling me. I tend to do mostly the same kind of look or technique, which is just huge washes of color, but it's fun and I like it, so here we go. I'm gonna use my hand. I'm using this color in the JUVIA'S palette. This pink right here, because it's got a bit of a I don't even know if it's going to show that. It has a gold shift to the pink and it's really pretty. And I'm going to try and just put it all over my eye right now. I like to do more like, I really like ethereal makeup. I don't know if it's because I started puberty when that like "Come my lady, come my lady" song came out, but like I just like that whole ethereal butterfly shit from like the late 90s. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've swatched a couple of colors that seem fun, but I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I kind of want to do something gold and glittery, like up above my eyes, maybe. Oh, I've just been putting the pink all the way around, and with this big fluffy brush. And grounding techniques are something that I learned about, I believe, in the mindfulness module of my DBT workbook. And they are essentially things that you use to pull yourself into the now. The whole thing with mindfulness is being aware of the present, and to be aware of the present and to be able to kind of see it without judgment, but as is. And judgment is important in life, being, you know, it helps us know like what we're comfortable with and what we're not, and what we like and what we don't like, but also being able to see things, you can't do it completely objectively, but as objectively as possible can help you with your emotion regulation and not read into things that maybe aren't even there. But that's for another time. Anyway, with mindfulness, I struggle a lot. I have a hard time doing things like meditation. I just don't do it well. Every time I sit down to do it, I end up feeling more frustrated than when I started. But grounding techniques, at the very least, are something that I really, really enjoy, and they pull me into the moment in a way that just kind of sitting there and not thinking doesn't. You end up in a similar state, I guess, but more focused. I want to use gold somewhere, but where? I'm just gonna go crazy with it. I don't even care. I'm not going out. This is just for funsies. Okay, so. Sorry, I'm having a hard time kind of focusing because I'm just like, I want to talk about all of this stuff, and there's so many things that I've had to learn to, like, they're just like one tiny little part of the machine, I guess, that is like DBT therapy that help keep everything running. It's hard to explain, but grounding techniques are something that I use to pull myself into the moment. Usually when I'm having anxiety or depression problems, or I'm really stressed, it's because I'm worried about something that I need to do in the future, or that might happen in the future, or I'm upset about something that happened in the past. And focusing on the now, where things are generally less catastrophic. Generally. I know right now that's kind of hard to say because there are some very catastrophic things happening right now. But for example, now me in this room, in this moment is more what I'm talking about. Focusing on the now and what's happening to me right now. Like, I am safe. There's nowhere I have to be. I'm just in this moment. I'm okay. And reminding yourself of that is important, and it helps me calm down. So one of the things that I like to do, aside from my makeup all crazy, is using cold. Cold is something that it has like an actual physiological effect on your body, and you don't want to use anything too cold. But putting an ice pack in the freezer and then like putting it on my eyes or my wrists or even like my neck is something that is helpful. You can put your face in cool water, carefully, obviously. And you can also, I remember one time when I was having a panic attack using just a rag. And I just grabbed a rag, I put it under, the cold faucet and just laid with it, folded over my eyes and just like focused on my breathing. And that really helped me a lot. I think I'm going to pull the pink up into the brow, actually. And so I find cold to be something that's really helpful. You can put a face mask in the fridge. You can get one of those jade rollers. They feel pretty cool to the touch. I actually have this little like flat black rock, and I sometimes will put it on my forehead or on my chest and just sort of like focus on it and the feeling. And it also is something, that little rock that I have is actually something that I can use warmth as well, because if I rub it between my hands real hard, it gets warm from the friction. And so that's something else to focus on. So temperature is something I like. Even making something like tea can be very grounding in the sense that like you can smell it, you can taste it. It's usually very neutral because it's just tea. And so, just the act of making it can be very mindful, focusing on the sounds of like the water boiling and then the sound of pouring it into the cup and watching the steam come out and smelling it, of course, and holding it in your hand. Like, holding a warm mug is so comforting to me. I find it to be very grounding. So playing with temperature safely is something that I really enjoy doing when I'm having a hard time being in the moment, whether I'm depressed or anxious or triggered. And another thing also I should add is taking a hot shower, not too hot that you get burned, but nice and warm. Like, that's my favorite go-to when I have very, very strong binge urges. I will take a long hot shower, and I find it to be pleasant. It's obviously, it's loud from the water. You can smell the nice soaps. You can feel it. You can, I already did here, but it engages a lot of senses and it feels really nice. I also love things like ASMR. I might try making an ASMR video. I like it myself, but I feel like watching myself do it is going to just make me cringe into oblivion. So I don't know, but I really do kind of want to try making one. Yeah, so ASMR works for me, and that was the temperature. I'm trying to remember all of the things that I do to ground myself. And of course, music is another one. I try not to listen to anything that I really, really like when I'm anxious, because I don't really want the association with a song I really like. But you can usually find things that are like little jazz cafe soundscapes and stuff. I really like soundscapes. Sometimes I know that like when the pandemic started and everybody was locked inside, I really missed the cafe. So I would make myself a cup of coffee and then put on like a soundtrack where you can hear like people faintly talking in the background and clinking of cups and stuff. And of course it doesn't make up for the real thing, but it was fun. It was nice. It helped me kind of escape for a little bit. And so I think I'm going to try the brows right now. And honestly, I wanted to put gold glitter in my brows. I think it's not going to come off right. I think it'll be too much with the glitter on the forehead and everything. So I'll try that for another day. It's just, I was looking at like some Pat McGrath stuff and I just got like, I want to do cool, big, edgy makeup, and I don't have the skill that she does. So I gotta reel it in because I know it's gonna just be too much if I do it. I'm going to use this light color. I'm using Side to Side. It's this one right here. It's very glittery peach. Let's see. I'm trying to do this around the microphone but not block the camera. And I didn't put the palette in a place where I could use it, which would have been helpful. Why are there cat hairs everywhere? All right, so now that the inner corner is ridiculously highlighted, which is one of the most satisfying things to do in makeup, hands down, I'm gonna go with more glitter. What glitter did I use? This one? Right down the nose a little bit more because I want it to show up more. Ooh, that, you know what? I can live with that. It's not the greatest look, but I can live with it. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do matching brows, I guess. That sounds like, there are cat hairs everywhere. They're in the air. Like, how many of them are in my lungs right now? I broke my brow brush doing my clown makeup, and I don't have a replacement yet. So we're gonna try with this thing to put some color through the brows. Oh, that's a good match, actually. Thank goodness. Okay, it's something, ain't it? This doesn't come to a point though. Like, this brush is very thick. Now my brow just looks like a half. Okay, you know what? We'll live. Okay, these look interesting. You know what? You know what? No, this is a no judgment zone here. Just this area. It's no judgment zone because I don't have the tools I need. Okay, speaking of tools that I need, there are some things that you can do to sort of center yourself that are more kind of in your head a little bit and not really noticeable. The one thing that I remember learning about is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing. If I can remember it right, it is like, in your own head, you think about like 5 different things that I see, 4 different things that I hear, 3 different things that I touch, 2 different things that I smell, 1 thing that I taste, you know, and you can kind of do something like that in your head, just with stuff around you. It's not my favorite, but it is something. And then another thing that I like is the half smile and willing hands. Willing hands is just like sitting kind of like with your hands up and open. And I don't know if it's placebo, if there is any actual effect that happens. It could just be the act of knowing that I'm tending to my feelings that makes me feel better, but it does make me feel a little bit better. It doesn't make everything go away, but it just sort of creates a need to focus on the moment because I'm actually doing something. It's not something that's like super obvious though, like people can't really tell that you're doing it unless you sit like this or something. But another thing is the half smile, which is just like slightly turning the corners of your mouth up, and it's not super noticeable, and that can also help me feel good, help me feel like there's something I can do about the way that I'm feeling. And it's I like both of them. I like them a lot. And of course, all kinds of breathing techniques I'm sure you guys have heard of. Focusing on your breath is really mindful, and I find it to be very grounding because you can hear it, you can feel it, you can even see it, I suppose, if you were to look down. But, you know, you can use all of these tools, like if you use food to sort of calm yourself down or to just not think about things or be in the moment. You can find other things that will do that for you that aren't food that you can rely on. And that's kind of one of the things that helps me. You know, it's taking away a coping mechanism and then not replacing it with anything is kind of setting yourself up for a bad time, because then you're just going to be suffering with no way out, you know, and nobody can do that forever. Nobody can white knuckle things forever. Why is one cheek so much pinker? Maybe it's the lighting. Looking a little bit like a clown baby. No, that's just gonna make it worse, babe. That's gonna make it worse. What are you doing? Maybe I can kind of sponge it away a little. Maybe. I don't know, I'm kind of using the viewfinder to see if it's looking okay, and it's not looking the greatest for me. Not my best night. All right, so I'm gonna use this. I got this Super Shock shadow from ColourPop called Roy G. Biv. Dude, my camera's fucking tired of me. I impulse bought this bad boy, and now I'm trying to use it before it gets stupid. It's already drying up to the point where it's sort of separating from the outside of the pan, so I'm using it for like blush and eyes and everything. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna put this on top of my blush a little bit, because it's basically pink with a gold glitter. Still looks kind of weird with a blush, but I'm just trying to use it. Trying not to be wasteful, because I feel bad about that impulse purchase. I guess the last thing that I have to do is try to figure out a lip color. Oh, I should probably do like mascara. I was gonna try and do like this pink that I used in my brows on the eyes, maybe underneath for a little definition. I could probably also, I don't know if I want to go like full e-girl and color in the bottom of the nose. I don't think so. I think that's a bit much for this right now. I might wing it. I think I might wing it up a little, just to have it kind of fade into nothing. That's something. It's fun. I like it. I have really crappy lower lashes, so I usually use some sort of eyeshadow to add some definition. Okay, that doesn't really show up there, but I did it on one, so now I have to do it on the other. So, lips. Most people would probably be screaming a nude, which I'm kind of inclined to agree, because there's so much going on up here and with the hair and everything. So we'll try that first and see. I kind of want to do something brown because I think that that's fun. Ugh, okay. It's not like it doesn't come off. I don't know why I'm nervous about this. I think it's just because I'm filming it and it feels kind of weird. So the way that I tend to do my lips, this isn't it. I use this little brush. My lips are kind of uneven on the sides. I don't know. My lip shape is kind of weird in the sense that like it's a bit uneven in places. And I don't really like a super harsh line. Oh, I fucked that up. Big. Okay, it came off. So I'll use a brush instead of my like chunky fingers to try and spread it around on my lips. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I think I'll stick with that. So normally I would blot with my lips, but paper products are still kind of hard to find. And I don't really feel like doing the finger thing during a pandemic. Not in the mood for that, so we're just gonna deal with it looking like that. And I think that's pretty much it. I guess I could do mascara. I have the shittiest lashes, so it doesn't do a whole lot for me. Although a colored mascara would be fun with this look, but I'm not really gonna buy something just for one look. And I don't do the lower lashes either because they always smudge on me, even if I use a waterproof thing. And I'm about to film a reaction to Foodie Beauty, and people are gonna be like, what the fuck is on your face? But I don't know, this was fun, and I think this is pretty much it. I will not be doing that sort of like looking at the camera thing for the intro of the video, because I hate those. They always feel so awkward to me, and there's no way I'm giving people the power to make a GIF out of my cringe. Not intentionally anyway. I cringe by accident, and that's okay, that's not a crime. But intentional intentional cringe, I'm not doing it. So I guess I look sort of like somebody who is going to a rave in like 1998, which I kind of like, so I'm happy with it. If only I had like a binky or something. Yeah, that's the look, and those are my favorite grounding techniques. I'm trying to think real quick if there's anything else that I really like. Obviously, I gotta stop saying obviously. I don't know where I picked that up, but I picked things up like a parrot. Candles. Candles are something that I really enjoy. Not so much now that it's hot. I don't like fiery stuff when it's hot, but when it's cold, I love candles. I love using, you know, perfumes. they are something that are grounding to me because you can focus on the scent and it's pleasant. And I like watching relaxing things like aquascapes or Townsend's historical cooking from the 18th century, and just chill stuff, you know, like eyeball food, nature documentaries. I can't watch nature documentaries about stuff like on the land because it makes me too sad, but like deep sea stuff, that's cool, that's fine. They all look like monsters, so I don't care when they get eaten. But if I'm watching like birds and kittens and bears, nature's too harsh. That does not relax me. So yeah, like deep sea water stuff is relaxing to look at. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I use. I think that might be it. I tend to find things that work really well for me and just kind of rely on those. I guess there's no need to really try absolutely everything. Oh, I have fish tanks. I forgot. I can sit and stare at my fish tanks for like an hour and not get bored. And so I think that that's most of the stuff that I like to do for mindfulness. I don't really do too much stuff with touch other than like the hot and cold, but you could probably do something like having something that like feels really nice in your hand. Those like little meditation ball things would probably be pretty fun. God, I had a bunch of those in the 90s for some reason. Anyway, that I think is it. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.